It's not likely to burn very well. If you start burning over 15 degrees, you can see that you start pushing this very high fire danger. Your neighbours or the local fire brigade is not going to like you much, particularly if it gets away. So you want to burn in this sweet spot here. For the advanced ones of you, if you've got an iPhone, you can get the Pocket Fire app, download to your iPhone. You can stand in the paddock and punch your own numbers in, it'll give you a number that comes up. It's a good tool to help you sort of start to identify what ideal conditions are, but be careful, don't overdo the wind speed. My experience with it is that you want very low wind speed. If you get too high wind speed, it tends to push across the top of the road and the stubble off the top will leave the beast into the chaff on the bottom unburned. Okay, so be careful with achieving this number here through high wind speed. But I talk about it in the paper there, but I find, I actually don't use that anymore. I've just found that I've just got an ordinary garden rake and a lighter in my pocket. I just go down to the paddock, I just go to a windrow on the downwind side up against the fire rake, break the row at about 5 metres, just light my end, just watch it, just let it burn, see what it does. If it burns appropriately, if it burns right out, you've got to wait till it completely stops smouldering. If it burns to the ground, well, go off and let it get stuck into it. If it doesn't because you've had rain recently, you may want to say, oh, well, I'll leave it a day or two. Okay? So that's the best way to learn, is just give it a go and eventually you'll start to gain some confidence in when it's ready to go. Plan ahead, look at your weather forecast, even at the 28-day thing to see that you're not going to head into a wet period, organise fire permits if you need it, fire breaks and organise your fire carts or your trucks and stuff like that. Have them ready because seriously when it's ready to go, you need to get into it and get across it pretty quick. The windrow burning is the critical part of it. This is that same paddock again, that's that dirty one in that earlier picture. You can see here it's been reasonably effective at taking this out, okay? There's that residual population. This is the other side of the paddock. I wasn't there when they did this, but assumably either the conditions improved or declined, but you can see here that it really hasn't done much of a job going off in the distance. You don't get this bit right. I won't say it's a failure, but this is where it falls apart in getting this bit right. This is my place, the first year I did it. This is the same in canola, and that's all ryegrass. Okay, so it's dirty as, but I just put it up there because I failed to get that burnt on time, and that's the result thing. But the thing that I wanted to illustrate is if you look at the ryegrass pressure in there versus what that's external to that row there, I'm still quite happy with that. I've got 2 feet here that have got nothing, that's happy as Larry. I've got 30 feet out here that's got no ryegrass. Sorry, this is stuff that I've got 30 feet out here that's got no ryegrass. Okay? In fact, the Western Australians have done this. I talked about it earlier, chaff lining, windrow rotting for a chaff deck. It only grabs the chaff fraction off the sibs. This is a farm-made one. You can buy them commercially out of primary sales now. It just grabs the chaff fraction because the majority of wheat seeds come through the chaff fraction, not the straw. And then they're simply dropping it on their tram lines, their wheel tracks, and they're just leaving it there. Okay? They're just sacrificing that area and letting those weeds grow. I'm not in love with this method, to be honest, because you're probably treating the rest of this paddock with Sakura. You're putting Sakura on a terrifically high population, very high organic matter, restricted root systems, everything like that. I can't think of a better place to breed resistance than spraying on here, but that's just my take. When it comes to burning the windrows, if you imagine we're all farming up and back these days, when it comes to burning, you actually light them perpendicularly. You don't have to drive up and down every row. You light them perpendicular and you may only light them at points that might be 100 to 300 metres apart. So you light it in a ring pattern and that fire just lights those rows and just burns like a wick does. It just burns along those rows and burns the fire out. So it's important, when it's ready to go, it's important to get over it pretty quick. You don't want to do it with a lighter or a box of matches every time. So a drip torch, or I've heard of people using fire arrows, or better still this active fire here, which is just an arm that mounts off the side of your ute with a gas tank on it, and you control it from inside the ute, and you can get across there at 20, 30 k's an hour lighting these windrows. Very, very good. So you can light up, you can light up 100 acres in 15 minutes, 40 hectares. So when it's ready to go, you can get over the country very quickly. So I guess the other big question that I had, and after this year now, I'm almost confident that I don't think it's an issue. But what happens if we get wet windrows? We get rainfall through the summer. What happens if they get wet? Am I going to be able to stop everything like that? 10 to 14 days of dry weather is all you need for those windrows to dry out sufficiently to get a reasonable burn on. Okay. If it's that wet through the summer, if I get rain in closer than that, I won't be sowing it anyway. For a worst case scenario, 3 to 4 days will be enough for the top of the windrow to dry out, enough to burn that bulk trash layer off. It won't kill the weed seeds. You'll end up with that picture I had before, but it will allow you to sow it. So I'm pretty confident now that I won't get caught with unburnt windrows. I've had 3 years now where I've had rain and you just got start having little moments to yourself, wondering what you're going to do, but it hasn't been a problem. That windrow there that was on the 26th of April when I was actually sowing that paddy with canola. There was a bit of windrow that I'd obviously missed. It was wet, there was rain the night before, it was wet to shut your hand in, and had barley growing out the top and everything like that, but you can see there by the white trash that it's been more than adequately. And that was a dark, you can't really see it, it was dark, really dark gloomy day, and it was probably only 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So what about some of the potential issues? This is not a silver bullet, it's not a standalone thing, it's really good, but it still works with a lot of other things, but as